Remember to use your independent brake. Whatever the instructions say, use your independent brake because it would be dumb to use something else. And make sure it's that full application before you do. And of course,
let's take a look at how to use the turntable. It'll come in useful around Cumberland Yard.
All right, folks, welcome back to Train Sim World. You're going to go ahead and talk.
There are two key components. The table, which must be locked in place to use, and the control cabin where the table is operated from. Take a seat inside the control cabin and we'll get started.
All right, guys, so that was fun. He had to go talk first. I was about to say, this one here only needs 550 AP points. The only job here, yes, I know about track safety. I'm in a terrible place right now. The only thing we need to do really is move the turntable so we can link up with that engine over there. So let's get this job done. In case you want to know, there's a light switch here in case you can't see anything. There is a button that doesn't really do anything, at least not in this tutorial, and a fan for you that also doesn't do anything while you're in this tutorial, and a fuse cabinet and whatnot. Let's go ahead and just sit in the seat and let them talk to us.
On the left is a monitor to view the action outside.
So when you hit this button,
in the middle is the rotation control, and on the right is the table lock control.
Okay, I knew you can talk more.
Let's activate the desk by turning the monitor on and unlocking the table.
Okay, I was about to say this. The camera turned on and off this button here, but if you look over just to the side of this, you can actually switch this from forward and back. You can't do it in this tutorial. Thank you, tutorial, for not telling me anything useful about how to use the TV screen. And why is it such a little TV screen where you can't see anything? I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and unlock that turntable.
Now we want to rotate the table to point towards the nearby locomotive. Click and drag the rotation control to move the table in the direction you need. Let go of the rotation.
Yes, we know you need to keep rotating. So our goal here, if you notice the turntable, as soon as I turn that thing, it will automatically stop for me. And I have to constantly keep either holding it down. Now, if you use the S button here will actually lock and unlock your turntable. To actually turn this guy, you're actually going to use your A and D key, and so I probably should keep that up. There it goes. So there's my turntable moving on its own perfectly with D, and all you have to do is just let go of D when you get past the track you want, which is that one. This is why this guy is not helpful, because this guy's pointed in this direction, which is not helpful of what we're looking at. You can see I'm not quite lined up yet, so I'm going to hit D one more time to link it up to my engine over there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop back into that engine, and I'll meet you over there in just a second.
Before we head over to the locomotive, be sure to lock the table again so that the turntable is safe to drive on.
Thank you for telling me to lock the table. Let's go, folks. Oh, I'm like, why am I stuck? Oh my gosh, I didn't get up out of the seat. That's so dumb. So folks, I don't know about you or not, but it's kind of creepy. There's a guy already here watching me do my job, even though I probably know how to do this job already to get on the turntable. I've got a supervisor keeping an eye on me. This is how supervisors go. They look over your shoulder like this. He wants me basically to put the reverser handle in and do all of this other stuff.
As you drive onto the turntable, take it very slowly so you don't overshoot. Going slowly also means that not much brake is required to stop.
So our job, by the way, is to get this train over there and stop the loco on the turntable, get back on the turntable, do the camera to turn it back on even though it's already on, do stuff with the turntable, and then eventually drive the train off the turntable, and that's about it for this particular mission, so to speak. All we have to do is turn the gen field on. Everything else is already turned on. We only have to hit the reverser to forward. We probably should turn on the headlight front to dim. We probably should turn on the rear one to dim, even though it doesn't even tell you anything like that. Notice they didn't even tell you about the MU2A valve. It's already set to trail 626. So you probably want to put that on lead or dead, even though the instructions didn't say so. And what we're looking for cutout is freight, even though we don't really need to use that right now. Automatic handle can be released. And up in here, we probably should turn on our number light just for safety's sake. And we don't need a radio. We could turn on the warning lights, and I'm going to do that for you guys, just to have a little warning light on. And all we have to do is put the throttle forward. We're going to blow our horn twice. There should be a bell on when I do that, and the throttle up one. And that should get our train moving a little bit. There it goes. I was like, where's my train? Notice that the independent brake was not even turned on, which is really messed up.
One stop, climb down from the locomotive and head back to the control cabin.
All right, we're going like 3 miles an hour. We don't need to go that fast realistically. We're just going to let this thing kind of coast along here. And at some point, we're going to land on that 80 feet section. All right, folks, we're landing on the turntable, so to speak. And notice, remember to use your independent brake. Whatever the instructions say, use your independent brake because it would be dumb to use something else. And make sure it's that full application before you do. And of course, take pictures of this because this is just gorgeous right here next to the brown house over there. And all we have to do now is just get back out of our seat here and back into the game, so to speak. And I'm going to turn the bell. I'm actually going to leave the bell on now that I think about it. The bell is just going to stay on. We're going to put the reverser back to neutral. That way our train doesn't move. Nothing else that we need to touch in here except for turning back off the warning devices because I don't need that setting anything off. And I'm going to turn on the cabin lights for you guys. I was wondering why it wasn't working earlier. Now I know it's the tutorial. You there could just sit there and I'll be right back. Maybe you'll be a new person when I come back. I don't know how this will work.
With the locomotive ready to be turned, activate the monitor and unlock the table.
Now you know there's a ghost in here when this thing actually turned the monitor off for you, which is really interesting. Now here we go. I think we can get it now. So you see it says camera on, and over here it says camera. Now we can see both sides of what we're looking for, and we're looking for the one right now with the engine facing the front. No, we're actually looking for the one that's connected to our track right here in front of us, which we could see anyway, so we might as well just put it on the engine so we can have something fun to look at. Let's go ahead and unlock our turntable, and we're looking...
Using the rotation control, turn the table and locomotive to the indicated track.
Now we know D ended up moving that turntable to the right there, so we're going to use A to turn it to the left, which is what we're looking for. And all we have to do is just line up this track eventually with that one track right there. And I'm super curious while this is happening. You cannot exit. Oh, look at that. You could totally exit with 8, but you can't exit with anything else. That is pretty awesome right here, that I could actually do this. Ooh, I'm hitting the wrong button. I wanted A. I wanted A. Thanks, but that's no thanks. I can't believe I could use 8 while I'm sitting inside here. This is awesome. Look at that. That is awesome. And then there's a little red light up there. We're going to figure out what that's all about in a minute here. There we go. This is the track we wanted.
Lock the turntable in place before you leave, then climb back aboard the locomotive and run it to the designated marker.
So we're going to push S, and look at that. Our turntable is locked. And when we hit S again, if it would ever let us, that would tell us that it's unlocked. And so this is really nifty to tell you whether or not the place in there is actually safe for you or not. And the best thing is there's nobody inside. There is a ghost in the machine, folks. Okay, folks, so we're back in the engine. I got to point out a couple of things. 62 feet away, it's a 60-mile-an-hour zone. What the heck, man? And I don't know if you saw this earlier when it rolled up onto the turntable, that it was set at 100 miles an hour. What in the world, man? So yeah, our goal now is just to stop the loco, and we're pretty much done with this mission. So let's get our train moving forward. And yes, I know I didn't put the reverser forward. And then throttle up and release our independent brake. And let's roll on forward here, folks. Let's just go ahead and hop onto the outside and just watch this all play out from the outside. I think this will be a good way to do this. Oh yeah, this is actually really nice. Now I'm probably gonna have to put the throttle down a little bit just because. And I know I could actually work with the alerters here, but I'm going to leave it off for right now because we're not going very far. Actually, why not? I'll just turn it on for you guys. I'll do it for you. Just because somebody might want to know, like, what do you need to do when you have to push Q? Oh, there it is. Look, 100-mile-an-hour speed limit. What? How dumb is that? And by the way, it also says stop the locomotive when clear of the turntable, and the control warning is on because it claims that this is not set properly. So, okay. Can I reset that? There, I reset it. Happy? Happy? It's not happy. It's going to stay on the screen. Look at this. So, by the way, I'm perfectly clear, but look at how far it wants me to go. It wants me to go all the way up there. For whatever reason, it wants me to go that far away. So, okay, 45 feet away. Let's go ahead and stop our train in an hour before we get there, right? So, yeah, as this mission comes to an end, the next in the series should be a real quick one as well, and then it's eventually going to kind of speed up and get longer after that. So definitely like and subscribe if you want to see the score, and you know, any feedback would be great just to kind of help me out with these videos, because I'm trying to find a good way to measure these videos in a good way and kind of get the right length of time. I only got the 58%. What the heck? I can't even stop my train. 649 AP score. Good job, me. I only needed 550, so whatever I did right there, that was awesome. All right, folks, that is it, and we see you for the next one. Bye, guys. Okay, so even though this is not really a tutorial mission, Train Sim World 2 thinks I'm still in this engine, regardless of what version of game I'm playing here. So it does want me to turn off number lights, etc. on this one. So let's go ahead and sit in the engineer's seat here, and it wanted me to turn off the step lights. Are you serious? Fine. And it should be okay because I took this all off. Okay, it just wants this to full service, so that should be about it. Let's see.